abysmal swamp, hidden beneath its murky waters, lies the headquarters of the most sinister villains of all time, the Legion of Doom. The Phantom Zone podcast will come to order. The purpose of the podcast is to align our powers against the forces of good and defeat them, leaving us the rulers of the world, the 5 most villainous people on Earth, the nefarious Connor McGraw.
It was me, Barry. It was me all along.
The sinister Allan Muir.
Hello, Earthlings.
The wicked Arland Harrow.
You've taken my purpose, Kal-El!
The frigid Hunter Davenport.
Who doesn't love a thank you?
And not to mention the brilliant leadership of myself, Chris Smith. Let's start off with something good this week. Let's talk about some Legends of Tomorrow.
Dude, this episode was awesome.
Yeah, this was probably my favorite, Legends episode so far.
Yeah, it's
further cementing this show can just basically do whatever it wants at this point. I'll be like, okay.
Yeah. I kind of, thought about, Zombie Civil War before, and I was like, that'd be really cool. I wish someone would make that. And then they did, and then it was just as good as I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it really reminded me of Night of the Hawk.
Mm.
Night of the Hawk, what is that?
Night of the Hawks.
Is that the one with the hawk creatures?
Yeah.
Yeah, when Vandal Savage turns that asylum into hawk people.
That weird ass episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's very similar in tone. Very similar.
Huh.
I can see that.
The one right before it gets bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought, especially Mick Rory this episode, where he's like, I don't want to be a zombie. I love every time he talks, pretty much.
Yeah.
This entire season of Mick Rory has been, I like this thing, I hate this thing.
Yeah,
and it works for him. He's like that dude from Left 4 Dead. What's his name?
Damn it. It's not. Is it Sid?
Francis. I hate
this. The biker.
Yeah. He hates everything, but he likes certain things. What do you like?
You know what I don't hate? I don't hate vests. There's an entire song devoted to Francis hating on things. He's like, I hate airports.
I think that sort of character works a lot for Mick Rory, at least.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely has his time to shine.
The promo for next week's episode already has him smashing a radio saying he hates the 80s.
Yeah. I hate the 80s.
I'm so on.
And they have to say Ronald Reagan. That just looks amazing.
Yeah. No, Rory's great in this episode, and then he kind of just, does what Dominic Purcell's been doing really good this whole season, has been just screaming and acting erratically, and now he gets turned it up to 10.
Oh, yeah.
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 I think also Martin Stein kind of got his moments in this episode, too.
Yeah.
If we're going to talk about individual people getting their moment, I think Jackson gets the nod here because he probably has the heaviest character moment.
Yeah,
in both
definitely.
Seasons. He has the most socially poignant mini arc in any CW show so far.
Yeah, which is kind of surprising. This happened on Legends, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but they kind of did it a little bit last season with that Night of the Hawk episode. That one got real, in a couple moments, but not this real. This is
This was, if you sucked all the Quentin Tarantino-isms out of Django, it was kind of like this, where it was,
without saying the actual word.
Yeah.
Well, again, taking all the Quentin Tarantino-isms out of this, and the black humor, it was he's confronted with and he even says before he says, no matter what time period I go to, I'm going to experience some kind of racism. And then first thing he sees the slavery and the racism happening, and he kind of is like, yeah, it is what it is. I understand. And then he's swept up into it, and suddenly has a front row seat to actually how horrific it actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm watching the show Timeless,
Is that the Time Cop show?
Yeah, which
Sort
one
of.
is that? Is that the one that's on CW also, or the one that's on NBC?
NBC.
Okay.
First
Which one
episode.
is better?
Oh,
Better
Legends.
question. Okay.
But the first episode had Chantal Van Staten on it, who played Patty Spivot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss Patty.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Rip.
Remember when everybody thought she
She
was
didn't die.
No, Ellen. Quiet. Let me have this.
Okay. But there's also a black guy on that show who they go back in like the second episode. They go to when Lincoln was assassinated,
Mm.
and he's given a hard time by his own race.
Mm. Yeah, and you kind of see that a little bit in this Legends episode, like when they're commenting on how his hands look soft and like he's never worked a day in his life.
Yeah.
And they sort of they don't trust him because he just doesn't fit. And
He has an immediate misunderstanding of what they're going through until he has to sit there and listen to it all.
yeah, he has to actually see how bad things were to actually understand it.
Yeah.
He has to walk a mile in their.
Yeah, in their shoes and all that. Yeah.
And he has to walk them out on their feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said feet.
He cuts them off and wears them like socks.
Yep.
True story.
Yep. Actually happened. But yeah, he has a lot of really great moments in this episode.
Speaking of people with middle mini arcs, Ray is suitless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't sure
I
how
like
they
the
were gonna
payoff
do
to
that.
that storyline.
Did you say you liked
I'm
it?
not gonna say what happened. I'm gonna feel that.
I think Mick Rory giving the gun to Ray Palmer is like it's kind of funny because like I kind of want them Snart and Ray Palmer to switch places. Like I want
Snart gets an Atom suit.
yeah I want that. I think it'd be hilarious.
It's the cold suit.
How much more smug would he be than he already is?
I love it.
Now you can't touch me. He's
Like-
just making, instead of making cold puns, he's making shrinking and growing puns.
Yeah.
He's just switching trades. Yeah, I really miss Snart.
Yeah.
Where the hell? I know he's supposed to be a series regular for this, but where the hell is he?
He's a show
I think-
regular. He's a regular for all of the shows, so I assume he's going to come in at some point. He's
Yeah.
gotta be.
Yeah, he was announced to the Legion of Doom, but the Legion of Doom is, I think, one of the few things so far that's been grossly.
And that Legion of Doom is just Damien Dark and your boy Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be all there is. I mean, we're supposed to get Malcolm.
Harlan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
he's
mean,
supposed
I've
to be part
seen
of it.
production photos of all them together, but actually, no, just the three of them. I haven't seen Snart with them yet.
Yeah.
I follow
It's
I follow
probably
him,
gonna happen soon.
Instagram because I'm a fool.
He may be just on like one episode.
That would be the fucking worst.
Yeah,
I know.
I hope they do that for Merlin, but
Well, you figure the guy's got to film Outbreak too, which I think they're also filming at the same time. So
yeah.
Fuck you, Fox.
Anyway, zombies.
Yeah, the zombies. The zombies.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
see,
yeah.
Alan's- Sorry,
Alan's
the Z
afraid.
word.
No, I'm not allowed to watch The Walking Dead because of my fear.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not lying. My
Wait,
therapist,
fear of terrible television.
That's
my
the future.
psychiatrist told me that if it gives you nightmares, don't watch it.
So, wait, Alan, did you really relate to Martin
Wow.
this episode? Like,
Yeah.
you just
Wow.
felt every thing that he was feeling at every second?
Yeah, but, well, I didn't buy the whole there are zombies.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. The zombies are the least interesting part of this episode. And, here it's
Well, yeah, they're there for... they're there as fodder, and, like, zombies aren't scary unless there's, like, 100,000 of them all at once.
Yeah. It's just...
Unlike it was that episode of Walking Dead where Tyrese went through like a whole crap ton with his hammer.
Yeah. That's one of the last episodes I remember watching. But yeah, like, our first Doctor Who reference of the episode, this reminded me of the episode Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, where the dinosaurs in that episode have nothing to do with
Hunter, you should be watching the show.
I'm making my way through it, but
yeah,
that's hilarious. Anyways,
but yeah, the dinosaurs in that episode have nothing to do with the actual episode, and it's very similar in this episode of Legends. It's they do hold kind of a similar purpose within the episode. The villains or the antagonists that are human are both very dark and have are rather sinister, cold people who get their comeuppance as a result of the dinosaurs in that episode, and in this case, in the zombies, who really just tear shit apart. But they really aren't that cool.
In that episode,
I will say, as far as like the what's it called, like zombie violence, which you kind of expect, was for fucking CW pretty good.
Yeah, it was. It was this for PG-13. This was really good. Like, it was more violent than that movie that they put out that was PG-13, the Twilight zombie thing that I can't remember.
Damn it! Warm Bodies.
Yeah, the Romeo and Juliet thing.
I liked Warm Bodies.
Warm Bodies too, but it wasn't that violent. It was fairly...
It's not
supposed to be violent though.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it was either. But it's fairly like clean and
it's tame.
And this was more violent than that, which I
this was more graphic than World War Z.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
If we're gonna go that route of like stuff that should be pretty graphic and totally wasn't. Which I will say, I didn't hate World War Z, but like they neutered the shit out of the movie by like making everything so like sterile.
Yeah, like the most.
Or having nothing. No, I'm not gonna derail the show.
Oh please, no derail. If we're talking about World War Z, you can't.
Yeah. It's
go on.
We crossed that line. Derail.
But
we crossed that line.
Like the most violent part of World War Z is when the girl, spoilers for World War Z, has to cut her own arm off. That's like the most violent part, and it has nothing to do with zombies.
And everything else is Brad Pitt running around looking really bored. Anyway,
I'm talking about
not a bad movie, but the zombies are cool. Like when Sarah brought the fucking head in and drops on the table, which is like, this is a zombie for those who don't know, which is everyone.
Yeah, that was a good moment. I love the zombies. They're like not Romero, but Return of the Living Dead zombies. They're still alive even when their head's disconnected. I really appreciated that also.
Yes. But zombies really were just kind of an accessory to Mick, Ray, and Stein in the ship, and then Jefferson in the house.
Yeah. Which was really
my
good.
favorite part of the episode was when the slave owner was getting, which is like, hell no, I'm not gonna arm my slaves. Immediately gets knocked out. He's like, hey, help me.
Yeah, I loved when he died. Which is
he got his comeuppance. They set up a villain who deserved what he got.
And then as being eaten, didn't fucking Jackson drop a Molotov cocktail onto him?
Basically, gas lamp.
Yeah.
That's so fucking awesome.
Yeah. And then Steele gets to use his powers in a really great way in that giant.
That was. I was kind of like, I don't know. He's Nathaniel is kind of annoying sometimes.
Yeah.
But that was really cool.
Yeah.
Well, they
overplay his historian nerdiness a little too heavy sometimes, like especially last episode when he's in a bath and he's just like spouting off facts. And I'm just like, dude, shut up for 2 minutes.
Yeah, just take it all in.
Well, taken Rip's spot in the
Yeah,
as the guy who knows the setting.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but he is.
Yeah,
a
but
little
he's
bit
not.
annoying.
He's not as amusing as Rip, who is constantly just like exacerbated and annoyed his team for constantly not listening to him.
That's why I miss Rip.
That's why I miss Rip, because he's always like.
Let's talk about
he's always just like
beginning.
Barry's message.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Barry's message is still kind of vague.
Yeah, but we know there's a
Let's
war.
hope he hasn't screwed up the timeline again.
Wait,
Yeah, God damn it.
Chris, did you just say Time War?
Yep.
That's what it sounds. Damn you. Damn you, Chris.
I can't help but.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. If it is a Time War, that would be great because
The end of the episode. The end of the message. Barry's like, I accidentally Daleked.
God damn you. But I mean, God damn.
Timeline.
Here's the thing: if they actually had a war called the Time War, they would be, for the first time, actually stealing from Doctor Who directly an entire term and concept. Not just, oh, this is science paper, or magic paper, as I called it last week.
Science paper?
No, magic paper is my...
Yeah, Barry implies there's a war, which I'm assuming... Here's the thing.
Did he say war, or was it invasion?
He said war.
He said war.
So,
which
it doesn't...
First of all, it's clearly happening well after the crossover episode, unless something else.
It's supposed to be 2056, I think it was, wasn't it?
Which,
yeah. Maybe there's a... Well, here's the thing. It's a paradox. If he doesn't send that message back in time, technically his own existence doesn't happen, so he has to send that message in order for his existence to... It's wibbly-wobbly.
Time travel.
Timey-wimey.
So yeah, he has to send that
Snap.
message. Because assuming that somebody tells him he sent a message from the future, he knows that he has to send it back. So... I guess he could be referring to the end of the season, which almost makes me think we're going to get 2 crossovers. I don't really know. But that's what...
Yeah, because I've seen that...
Unless the crossover is going to be a 2-parter.
Well,
it's a 3-parter,
it's a
I heard.
4-parter. Because it's all 4 shows. But I'm saying, there might be a second crossover at the end of the seasons, right before...
Well, I assume... Here's my thing with that, and I think I mentioned this before, the Thawne presence between both shows leaves too many threads loose if they're just going to oh, there he is, and there he goes. Mm-hmm. We don't know what Thawne did when he brought Barry back to the time where his mother died, because if he brought him back and then, everything's fixed, he should have immediately evaporated and died.
Yes.
True.
We don't.
Unless we're still dealing with time remnant nonsense.
You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and say that we're not experts on time travel, so maybe we should just stop thinking about it that much.
Yeah.
Well, no. And here's the thing. Okay, no.
Time travel has its own thing per universe, per
But the one thing he did
interpretation.
say, he said everything's normal for me, but I can't say the same for you. And then he leaves to show up on Legends of Tomorrow, doing ambiguously evil things like murdering a member of the Justice Society, stealing an artifact of which we still have yet to understand what it does, and then becoming a big bad for an entirely different team. And then Barry sends a message back to these people? I don't know. That's...
Yeah.
Isn't Lance Henriksen on the next episode playing Obsidian? Or older Obsidian?
I think so, yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Here's the thing, I don't know, because the problem is, here's a second Doctor Who reference, we don't have a moment where Flash and Reverse Flash sync up their journals and tell each other where they are in each other's timeline.
Yeah, that's the thing, too, because his season 2 was explained by basically saying, yeah, he's still somewhere else in his existence, and you're going forward, and he's
Have we done Phil the Fish?
Yeah, we haven't had that moment yet. We don't... Because he doesn't know.
Look, this is now a Doctor Who podcast. Anyway, season 10 is going to be a while away, guys.
Yep.
But,
Crazy.
Yeah. Okay, that's...
Oh, what is it? Oh, we're needed back in 2017.
I would lose my shit if Peter Capaldi walk onto the fucking Wave Rider.
God damn you. I want that so bad, but I would hate it at the same time. God damn it.
Who makes the Doctor Who comics? IDW?
No, it's
No,
Titan
Titan.
now.
Titan?
Yeah. I mean, they
Never
could
heard of
do
Titan.
it. I can see it. I mean, they did Star Trek in Doctor Who, so anything can happen.
That makes sense.
They do the Assassins. They do a lot of the game comics as well.
Anyway, because we're gonna fall down a Doctor Who rabbit hole. If we don't which I wouldn't mind doing, but that's not the purpose of the show.
Yeah.
Anything else to say about Legends of Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say that I thought Nathaniel was kind of growing on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's what I was saying before. Is that he, like I said, I found him very annoying, and then this stunt he pulled where he let a bunch of fucking zombies pile on top of him, and then he turned to steel and blew them all up was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think he's gonna be fine. But that was all I wanted to say.
Yeah. I'd say he's one of the better moments of the episode. He's earned his place, I think, at this point.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Although with Ray Palmer getting the cold gun, is it gonna be like, I don't know, is it gonna be Lieutenant Cold?
I don't know. I don't think.
I'm telling you, Snart's gonna get the Atom suit.
I mean,
Snart's gonna see him with his gun and just go, "You bitch."
yeah. I don't know. Wouldn't it be weird if, like, Snart was somehow in the cold gun and then slowly Brandon Routh started doing an impression
What is this? Okay, now it's Metal Gear Solid.
Is the cold gun like the TARDIS? Like
No, it's like
it's bigger on the inside.
maybe, but it like
Jesus Christ!
it starts slowly turning him in, like it's programmed to his brain, and it starts slowly turning him into.
Telling you, yeah, it's like Metal Gear Solid when Revolver Ocelot attaches Liquid's arm to him.
Yeah.
Get out of my mind, Snart!
God,
Holy fuck.
I just want to see Brandon Routh doing a Wentworth Miller impression. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, no, that would be awesome. Like
I don't think you could do that.
I'm writing
anybody
this
can
fan
do that.
fiction right now as we speak.
Okay, I think we're good on Legends. Let's move to The Flash.
This is an
Damn it,
interesting
I really
episode.
want to move to Supergirl because there's a moment where I thought I caught her.
Well, it's not. We're not going to talk about Supergirl, but let's go to Flash.
Yeah, we're gonna do Flash next.
Yeah. Connor,
Okay. Well, in the Flash, let's throw out like kind of a synopsis of the show that just happened because like I was like really interested in it because the Albert, who Draco Malfoy / maybe Alchemy, maybe.
Yeah.
Although after this episode, like let's be sure.
I'm less sure
He
he was
was-
after
because,
this episode.
Less of an asshole.
Like this past episode, like I was like very certain that he was Alchemy, but after this episode, like I wasn't sure
Yeah.
because he like threw a bitch fit that he wasn't chosen to be a meta.
Yeah. They really.
Yeah, and if he was Alchemy, he could just give himself powers. Although it seems like Alchemy already has powers, so.
Right.
Yeah, so like, what's up with that?
Okay, so he could still potentially be Alchemy. And this is
I think
how.
well,
I don't want that to happen. I want Alchemy to be either like, honestly, if Alchemy isn't anybody but Eddie, I'd be pretty disappointed.
okay, so
Yeah.
Dr. Alchemy in the comics has multiple personalities.
I was going
so
to say
here's-
that.
Yeah, so here is my theory that Julian is somehow a aspect of alchemy.
Yeah.
That when Barry did the Flashpoint, he somehow separated. Maybe Eddie, like he separated someone into 3 parts.
That would make the Alchemy. That would make sense.
Yeah. So that's just my theory. I don't know if it's right or not. If I'm right,
I was going to say pretty much the same thing. I think Alchemy is a personality of Julian. So when Julian puts on the mask or whatever, however he becomes Alchemy, he ceases being Julian and he becomes a different person. And that's how he can be so definitively Julian and be alchemy at the same time. And have such different views.
Here's my thing. I don't want it to be Julian because I don't want to have to repeat this every season, to have to repeat a trope of seeming antagonist or untrustworthy figure gets close to Barry, they get a trust, they form some kind of trust, and then surprise, Barry, it was me all along.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really.
It makes Barry look like a fucking idiot because they made a point out of it in season 2 where Barry was like, did it again, trusted Jay, and he screwed us all just like fucking Harrison did.
Yeah. I don't know, so I'm still convinced that Prometheus is not Malcolm, but Tommy.
Tommy.
I'm still convinced that he's Tommy. There's nothing in this episode we're about to talk about that has convinced me otherwise. So I feel like if they were doing both of those at the same time, it would be like, wait, you're doing that and we're doing that? And that would be way too much of an oversight.
God damn it, who the fuck let this shit happen?
If they somehow had the exact same twist, and it is the exact same twist. They virtually had the same roles in both shows. They served the same dramatic purpose a lot of the time. So, I don't know. One of those has to be true, or both have to be not true. I
want it to be Eddie because I want him to basically say, I guess have him, be one of the people who with pre-Flashpoint, post-Flashpoint memory is one of the people cursed with him and be like, I had an entire life that you took from me, Barry. And I'm furious with you.
I would here's the thing, why I would like that is it would explain your whole problem with Thawne still being there. It would help with that a lot. It wouldn't explain how he didn't kill Barry in the first season, but that's beside the point.
Anyway, with this episode...
I have an alternative.
Yes?
Plot holes.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, do you have an alternative alchemy? Do you have an alternative theory on alchemy?
No, my alternative is that plot holes.
Oh, okay. So it's...
So you're saying just leave the plot holes.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, every show has them. And Flash does it year after year after year.
Yeah.
Flash's biggest plot hole for me so far is the Man in the Yellow Suit episode where it's like, aha, speed mirage. I'm like, no, wait, how are you both
there's no way he could be in
the
there
building at the same time while beating Barry's ass inside being incapacitated? No. I acknowledged it and moved on. This episode, we saw a giant monster.
Yeah, and it was at least... Okay, I didn't like this episode very much. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I didn't really...
This episode lived and died on the Julian stuff. HR is...
Wait, before we talk about HR, when Harry said, before I hire someone, that I have a gut feel, I know it because I have a gut feeling.
Well, Harry knew he was a fake?
He didn't have a good feeling about HR. He somehow knew.
He knew he was probably a fraud, but I don't think there's anything sinister about HR.
No, he just wants to help Francisco.
Yes, at least
I love all the names for everyone.
What did we describe him as last time? Washingtonian?
Yeah, he's a, I'm not going to say a Seattle asshole, but a Seattle jerkface, as I like to call them. Because they exist and they come to my town and then they ruin it. Yeah.
But he's got an arc?
Yeah. And it's an interesting arc.
And
I don't know, he's not my favorite Harrison Wells so far, but he's a Harrison Wells, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
Also, I was rewatching the scene where they do their auditions, per se.
Yeah.
Like Wells, the mime, the Doctor Who Harrison Wells.
All the jokier Wells.
What? Okay, didn't see all of last week's episode, but what's Wells' deal right now? Like, why
Okay,
is
so-
it?
He was the Steve Jobs of
Yes.
Star Labs and Earth 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was the visionary, not the scientist.
He's the Jobs, and
He's a-
he has a
he's a
Wozniak back home.
He's a concept man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He was the face of the company, PR-wise.
Can I just say, like, Thomas Cavanaugh, like, is just amazing.
He's a fucking machine.
Like
Yeah.
he's played so many different variations of Harrison Wells, and each one is like interesting.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
almost Tatiana
And I still say
Maslany level.
his season one performance is outstanding because he's not only playing, he's playing good guy Harrison Wells up front to everybody's face, and then when no one's around him, he is an entirely different person. And then we see him as nerdy, regular Harrison Wells, who is naming his stupid lab tests in an elaborately convoluted way to name after his girlfriend. And then by the end of the season, he's just like, nah, fuck it, I'm a full-on villain.
Right.
So he's real. First of all, I mean, the few times you saw him on Scrubs, those are some of the best episodes because his character was very interesting every time he showed up.
Yeah, his character, every time he's on screen, you're like mesmerized with him because he's charming. Like,
well, he also there's in Scrubs, he is one of the few people in that show who, while not really working at the hospital, was able to cut Dr. Cox down to size.
yeah, he's like, he plays interesting characters very well.
Yeah, and in Scrubs, he's arguably the biggest loser in the show. More than JD.
Yeah,
And then shows up and tells the scariest man outside of Dr. Kelso, is like, hey, you better stop treating my brother like shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, or you're gonna have to answer to me. And then Dr. Cox is like, okay.
That Halloween episode.
We're going down a path I never expected to go down.
No, I love Scrubs.
No,
Okay?
yeah, no, if we're gonna talk about Tom Cavanaugh,
Tom
Cavanaugh, like, I think he got really, I mean, but, I think if you show somebody a picture of him, they're gonna go, oh, I know him from Scrubs.
Yeah,
Right.
or Ed. Or Ed, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think he's a fantastic actor.
in Yogi Bear.
Stop it.
Stop.
No, do not do this.
That is the only thing I've seen him in before I saw The Flash.
I'm gonna
What?
delete this. I'm gonna reach to the internet and show you,
Can we
Chris.
retcon him from the universe? Get Jeff Johns on this.
Anyways,
Welcome to Phantom Zone Rebirth. We retcon Chris out of existence.
anyways, yeah, as I was saying, Tom Cavanaugh is just chewing it up every scene in this episode. He's easily like one of the more stronger parts, like him and Draco Malfoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just say every time Julian's on screen, he comes from such a different world of acting, where he was part of one of the biggest movie franchises ever.
Right.
Yeah,
For most of his life.
As Tom Felton said at Comic-Con, both times I was at Comic-Con, I'm known for two franchises with a marked with a lightning bolt.
He
shit.
did that.
I never thought about that.
He also gets electrocuted to death in Planet of the Apes, so.
Oh yeah.
Also,
you're right.
side Tom Cavanaugh was in a film called Alchemy.
Shut the fuck
Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh shit, son.
Whoa.
Bum, bum, bah. God, if he's... honestly,
seriously,
it turns out if he's alchemy, I will blow my fucking brains out.
Yeah.
Arlen,
I don't know
we
about
need
that.
to get a bumper on this show now.
Drop this thing.
Here, I do have some other theories around Earth 19 Wells, though. I think we're gonna meet his Wozniak at some point, and
Oh shit.
I think his Wozniak will be Eobard Thawne from Earth 19.
Oh, fuck.
What? No.
Hold on.
It's gonna be Pied Piper.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Okay, but having Matt Lesher play multiple roles on this show, does that not sound amazing to you?
No. I love that idea. I really like Pied Piper.
I know.
No, it's just that few actors can do what Tom Cavanaugh can do.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but Matt Lesher. I think
it's still Matt Lesher.
Because the positive thing of that is Matt Lesher can play restrained and calm. Like, he was on Boardwalk Empire. He was playing Jack Kennedy, or not Jack Kennedy, the father of the Kennedy clan. And he
whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, and he killed it. And he plays this very restrained 1930s business investor. And he was great. So he can do both. He can play that sort of manic, hyper evil, and he can play restrained. And I think what would make that interesting is if Eobard from the future on Earth 1 kills him. That would be an interesting story arc. He just offhandedly kills an alternate version of himself with no care whatsoever. And I think it would be more interesting even if in that Earth he is a time traveler and he's not Reverse Flash. Reverse Flash is somebody else completely on that universe.
Danny West.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to say that.
I'll get to it. I'm going to touch on that momentarily once we finish up with the goings on this episode, because I saw a promo for next week that had me thinking. But Giant Monster was a hologram.
Yeah.
That was basically the short version of this kind of.
It's basically
the
a bullying
story.
story.
The monster really only served to kind of put Barry and Julian in situations where they could talk, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah. I think the monster turning out to be a hologram was the part where I was just like, oh, God, really?
Honestly, that was the best way it could have ended, because to go from metahumans to like Godzilla-sized monsters is a little bit of a leap.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was just like,
I've played Infamous. I can handle it. I mean,
yeah, no, it's like, okay, this show is really good, and I don't recall an episode where they're just like, fuck it, just like, we'll do this. Like,
yeah,
it's just really forced, and I just didn't like it. Like,
and like the zombies in Legends, the monster was at least interesting about this. Like, it was more about what was going on between Julian and Barry. It was more about the HR stuff. The monster was there, just they get something to fight for the episode, so Flash could do something.
Yeah, they needed a monster of the week. And here's the thing. I don't think that they needed it. Like, part of me thinks they could do an episode every once in a while that's just like a serial killer. Just like, not even like a special serial killer with like a low...
So you want an episode of Criminal Minds then?
Yeah, like, just like a guy who just kills people. He doesn't have a special thing. He doesn't dress up. He's just a serial killer.
But comic books!
Yeah, I know. And somehow Barry's speed just makes
and nerds
helps in no way. You know, sometimes it's just random, and him being able to run there doesn't always help. And then that would be interesting. So I
think this episode started as a dramatic piece, and then some fucking executive snob went in and be like, well, what are they going to fight? Nothing. It's a character episode. What do you mean?
John Peters.
Yeah.
But I think
oh Christ!
They put a giant spider.
Have Bear wrestle a polar bear.
Oh, wait, he does kind of have 8 legs. This monster, because the legs turn into 2 prongs.
Someone check the credits.
I was thinking, like, this episode got me thinking, like, this is like bad anime filler. Like, it's just like it serves a purpose, but it's still it's really forced, and it's a drag to sit through. And and we did get some good character bits for this Julian and Wells again, just killing it.
Right.
It's just a drag to watch, and I just couldn't I watched it all.
So far, has had these though. Like episode 1 and the seasons 1 and 2 had some like real duds.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing. It's just like when it happens, it's the worst. Like,
I think the biggest dud so far is the episode immediately after Barry lost his powers last season. That was a fucking drag.
Yeah.
No, Blackout.
Blackout.
Oh,
the episode before Arrow versus Flash.
Dude, the lightning guy.
Yeah.
Well, that's the season before. Last season is different.
Yeah.
But yeah, the episode where Girder or whatever came back. Yeah, that was a
zombie Girder.
Yeah.
No, Zombie Girder was good.
I did not like
No, it
that.
wasn't.
It was
he
not good.
He was Zombie Girder was fucking stupid.
He was dead for over a year. It made no sense.
Why was his body so well preserved?
Hey, don't you guys remember Girder, that awesome character?
Yeah. I mean, that was a good episode from season 1, but why bring that character back? Like, jeez. Like, just bring back the last minute.
Let me clarify. Zombie Girder was fucking stupid. However, every moment with Barry inside the Speed Force was just magic.
Yeah.
No, I'd argue that Girder is just was the least interesting part of that episode.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I just found The Flash 2: Revenge of the Trickster.
Ooh.
Written by Howard Chaykin and John Francis Moore, with John Wesley Shipp, Amanda Pays, Alex Dessert, Mark Hamill.
Huh.
Wait, this is a TV movie?
This was a TV movie. Like, this is what they didn't get to do on the original Flash series in 1990.
Did they make this after
after it got canceled.
Okay, that explains why it's called Flash 2.
Well, looks like we found a movie to watch.
Yeah. Oh boy.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
I'm sorry. Wait. Hold on. You entertained the idea of watching League of Extraordinary Gentlemen for Chris, but we can't watch Flash 2.
Okay, I think we said at some point no TV movies. This is an off-air
League
conversation.
of Extraordinary Gentlemen is a holy film.
No.
Fuck off!
Wrong.
Well, I love you, Alan.
I've never heard Allan be so abrasive.
He just couldn't contain it.
Allan is the unsung hero of this podcast.
Allan.
He really is.
Usually, Allan, I refer to you as what's it called? Young boy Allan when I talk about the show outside of here. Which is I think it's a Japanese pro wrestling term for like rookies. Just because your demeanor is very calm and soft spoken.
And then all of a sudden,
wild fuck you. Oh my god!
Anyways.
It's like my kid rode his bike for the first time. Anyway, did anything happen at the end of this episode? Like, was there a punchline, or was there a
No, there wasn't. Like, there's this moment, and it's actually really good. I think it's the best part of the episode with Joe, where he's talking to the kid, and he's basically explaining to him why you shouldn't take your pain out on other people.
Yeah, I did like that too.
yeah, that is a good moment. Like,
Yeah, like that's the standout for me of this episode.
Yeah. Now, if we're still talking about Flash, what I said before about Danny West, there's a promo next week. The promo for next week's episode has Wally having nightmares.
What did I tell you guys? I predicted this.
Yeah.
About becoming Kid Flash. And it looks like it's driving him a little nuts.
Yeah.
And I think they're gonna turn Wally into an evil speedster.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I
A new Reverse Flash.
Maybe
I think-
for a time.
I think he's going to be bait, actually.
Yeah.
I think it'll be like more of Wally West like resenting Barry, like kind of like a little bit like almost how do I put it? Like the Anakin Skywalker-ish.
I don't know. Like he could go full Green Ranger for a little while. I don't know. Like
I want that to happen.
like
I mean, it'd be cool.
Since Danny West doesn't exist in this fucking universe, and here's the thing: we already got Jesse Quick, so we already got another good speedster. We also already have Flash from Earth 3. That's
We also
three.
have the Rival.
That's 3 heroic speedsters. Yeah, but like the Rival came and went in the time it takes me to go take a shit.
yeah.
Turning Wally into a mainstay villainous speedster, I think would be really interesting. However, on the other side of that, apparently Savitar is coming too. So
I do think it would be okay if it's something that happens and goes away and he becomes a good guy again. I'd be okay with it. I don't think I'd love it. Mostly because I think we all agree. I'm gonna try and say his name. Keynesian Lonsdale. We all agree.
Not the best actor.
Yeah, he's gotten better though. He's gotten far better than in his first appearance or his first proper episode. I don't know if by the time that happens, him being set up as the villain, he'll be good enough. At all. I don't think he'll be able to handle the scene chewery of that. So that's my real problem with that, I guess.
Yeah, that's the big obvious problem. He's very flat.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen anything as to who's playing Savitar, or is it just Savitar?
I haven't seen a damn thing about Savitar. All I know is
what if Wally becomes Savitar? Because Savitar's character basically is he's just obsessed with speed, right? But so is Wally. He's obsessed with trying to get fast.
Well,
so what if they
I think
into that?
I think who is it? Bertolini has said that Savitar is Berlanti. There we go, Bertolini.
Pasta.
Bertolini. Sounds like a Muppet.
I'm very tired. I'm clinging on by a thread here. But he said he implied that Savitar wasn't really a traditional speedster.
Right.
And then he basically said he called him the master of speed.
Huh.
Yeah, because he had a cult around the Speed Force.
Yeah, he's kind of
he's obsessed with the speed.
Yeah, he loves speed so much he forms religion around it.
Yeah. So that's it's implying that he's pre-existing.
That's fascinating. There is one thing we haven't really addressed yet, and it's Caitlyn's storyline this episode.
Yeah. Oh shit! I completely forgot about that.
Which
My waifu.
I forgot about too somehow. Mostly because it's not great, but it's not.
No, it isn't. Also, I don't know who did. For whatever reason, and I've seen Danielle Panabaker act in intense roles before. She was both Friday the 13th and The Crazies.
Yeah.
And I've seen her be serious. I've seen her be scared. I've seen her, do other things other than be happy. Who the fuck is directing her in this show to the point where every time she does something that's mostly serious, she comes off hammy as hell?
Yeah. It's just.
She's a good actor. It's just I don't know what it is. It's just she's not being directed to her best ability. I don't think.
No.
Yeah.
She's not.
Her best moments were when she's Killer Frost from last season, and I'm really bothered by that because I in general I just don't like the Killer Frost that they set up. I don't really like the character in general. I've always had a problem with having characters that do the same thing also, who serve the same purpose. I'm fine with the fact that Captain Cold and Mr. Freeze are in different cities, and they are very different characters. I'm not a fan of the fact that Captain Cold and Killer Frost are villains for the same character, essentially. Even though I know Killer Frost is more of a Firestorm villain, traditionally. But still, she is...
And she's become a Suicide Squad mainstay, too.
Right. But she is very heavily associated with The Flash in a lot of people's minds. And in my mind, even having never read The Flash extensively. So
she's a rogue, is what she is. She's in the comics. She's a rogue.
Yeah.
Another thing, I don't want to see Caitlin Snow turn into a villain at this point because she's been around for we're approaching 2.5 seasons.
It's really too late.
Fucking love her. I don't want her to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be
well.
Same thing.
Something I wanted to say last year. Or not last year. Last year's trailer for first trailer for season 2.
Oh, yeah. Featured Killer Frost.
Yeah.
No, not that. It featured Caitlin saying, "I'm leaving Cisco."
Oh, yeah. I remember that. And then that never happened.
Yeah, it never happened.
It was... I do... It's... Yeah, But that's happened before. I can't remember specifically where. But yeah, that is weird they were playing with that at some point.
It's a No Man's Sky of CW trailers.
Yeah. Here's the thing. This episode.
No, the No Man's Sky of CW trailers is the giant teaser we saw when Barry went through the fucking Speed Force, and we saw a bunch of shit that has yet to.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barry in handcuffs.
Like Barry talking to what looked like his dad in handcuffs.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Greg Berlanti to the tweet at 3 a.m. that the CW was a mistake.
God damn.
You mean?
Anyways, that's an inside joke.
Greg Berlini.
But Caitlin's
Greg
stuff
Bertoldi.
in this
Greg
episode-
Berlindi.
Greg Berlini.
Her stuff in this episode played to me like a backdoor pilot. Like it felt like
Oh God.
they were setting up a Killer Frost spinoff, which I'm
Oh,
very
please
much
don't
against.
do that. No.
That sounds
Okay, I know we're done with Savitar, but he got Wally's in the Flashpoint universe. Wally got his powers by his car being struck by lightning,
right.
and for Savitar, he was a Cold War pilot in a supersonic fighter jet. As he reached top speed, his plane was struck by what appeared to be lightning.
Huh.
Maybe I'm right.
Oh
Maybe.
shit.
Maybe Savitar is like a ghost or something. Like he's a
Savitar is a title.
like he ceased having a body. Like he vibrated so fast that he like just moves from body to body. And like
So he would be like Alex Ross, Kingdom Come Flash, but more ethereal.
An entity of the Speed Force, and he just takes new forms.
Yeah.
So what you're saying,
he
what you're
finds
saying is
other-
Julian is Savitar.
No, yeah, you have to be at Speedster already. So maybe he takes over Kid Flash's body for a time, and
Ooh.
that would be really cool. And like part of the thing is that while maybe he makes you stronger, but he's making you stronger so he can feed on you. Maybe like he's like a parasitic entity that feeds on Speed and feeds.
Yeah, and if he's got Wally's body, then they can't risk killing him. So that's kind of an interesting thing.
So what
you're saying is these speed feeds?
I mean, here's the thing. That's exactly the main plot of Teen Wolf Season 3B. Watch it on Amazon. It's exactly the same plot line, and I would love to see that again on this show. But yeah, that now that Allan said that, and I've written myself into this hole of how they could do this, I'm like, I want to see that now. Yeah.
And here's another thing. Savitar's obsession gained followers and became leader of a cult. In search of more knowledge, he saw that the only super speed hero operating at the time, Johnny Quick.
Oh.
This would tie into Wally's flat-out obsession with speed
Yeah.
that was pre-existing before he got hit with the particle
Isn't that
accelerator.
crazy?
It really would.
I make good points.
I mean, and also, like, it would explain why they need to bring Black Flash back. Like, he could explain how Savitar came to be.
Oh my God! I can't. Jesus, I'm too excited to think about all this cool shit that may not happen.
Yeah, if they don't...
Because if Jay Garrick, if fucking Hunter Zolomon pops out of the Speed Force with a handful of time rates at his side with his whole fucking black and red outfit, I will lose my shit.
Like, that's the end,
Holy
that's
fuck,
the
that's
end of
metal.
an episode. It just...
You should just write the Flash. You should just write the Flash episodes for every week.
And there's another thing. Savitar appeared decades later to find that the cult had grown in his absence, waiting his return. He recruited Lady Flash and
shit.
discovered a way to use her speed to divert all energy from the Speed Force to his own army of ninjas. That's
Stop. Pause. Speed Force ninjas.
Oh, God.
Yes.
ninjas.
And they just,
Someone
like...
call.
They have, like,
someone call me.
Velocity 9 shots, or Velocity, like... Velocity 11 shots or something, and they can just...
He then set out to eliminate the competition. Wally, Bart, Jay, Johnny, Jesse, XS, and Max Mercury.
The family was real big at that time.
Jesus Christ, yeah, it was.
Okay. Does anybody have, like, any final thoughts on this episode of Flash? Like, any...
I mean, I think we covered all the important stuff.
I think we basically wrote the rest of the season.
Yeah,
We better have.
we might have written a better version of the rest of the season, depending on how it goes. Who knows?